An anti-GamerGate person, or even just a neutral person, is going to look at this and be like, "You mention Zoe Quinn's name, but you don't mention Nathan Grayson's name. Isn't that curious?"
Honestly, I forgot his name. um, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the focus around Nathan Grayson, thank you very much for reminding me, was unfortunately on Zoe Quinn, because she was the more vocal one on social media. So her name stuck out in a lot of people's heads more. But no, the main culprit and the main person who had committed the wrong, in my opinion, through the Zoe Quinn situation, and I will continue to use that just because it's what sticks out in my head, is the journalist. It is Nathan Grayson. He's the one who messed up, not her. She's a developer, and her primary goal as a developer is number one, to make her game, which she did. And number two, it's to promote her game as best she can to as wide an audience as she can, which she did. And yeah, it's 100%, it's within the journalist's purview to know where the limits are and to know where your ethical rules lay and to abide by them. And he didn't. That's the issue. Like there was an ethical issue with him promoting her game without disclosing. It was his job to disclose. It should never have been the journalist's, or sorry, the developer's job to come up to him and say, "Well, thanks for promoting my game, but I think you should have disclosed our relationship." That's on him. That's his job. He's the journalist, not her. He should know the rules, but he didn't. Now, unfortunately, in the wake of all that, Zoe Quinn, ah, she didn't do great PR for herself. She just didn't, and a lot of the anger towards uh, Kotaku and towards Nathan Grayson ended up being directed towards Zoe Quinn because she just didn't know when to stop. Unfortunately, it was never her fight to fight. In my opinion, it should not have been about her. It should have been about him. It's one of the many things I think within Gamergate that could have been done better. Um, I'm in no way saying that Gamergate did everything perfectly because we didn't. 100%, we got a lot of things wrong, and that's one of them. So, just as a message to Zoe Quinn specifically, we disagree like on a lot of things politically, but I don't think you actually did anything specifically wrong until you decided to try and defend Nathan Grayson's actions after the fact. That we do disagree on.
One of the videos that a drama YouTuber made at the time, a drama YouTuber who was later briefly involved with Gamergate, albeit he left early on, did contain jokes about having sex with quote unquote five guys, as in the restaurant. Do you think that kind of language was sexist?
Um, yes. I'm actually not 100% familiar with who you're talking about, like which YouTube video, but I am familiar with the Five Guys joke that sort of circulated around. I I always found it kind of distasteful. Um, I never really saw the point in that. I mean, obviously, shit posting for a joke. Yeah, I can kind of get it, but it doesn't really further any arguments. It doesn't really serve much purpose other than guys on social media blowing off steam. I could definitely see it as being construed as being sexist, and I have no issue with anyone who would have said that they didn't want to engage with that because they found it distasteful. I found it distasteful myself.
Yeah, I agree. I found it very distasteful as well. I don't think that I understand that comedy people can make jokes about whatever they want, and I don't not really someone who thinks that comedy should be off limits. But
Agreed.
but that is obviously just a very personal attack on somebody based on what appears to be like slut shaming, and that's just it's
Well,
really
it was
really bad. I don't support that at all.
it was a personal attack, and I agree when it comes to comedy, you should be able to make jokes about everything. I definitely believe that. But there is also an element of know your audience. And when you're doing it publicly on a platform like Twitter, you have to be aware that that is going to be seen by not just you and your friends. It's going to be seen by hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people. Um, and one of those people might be the person you're directly referencing. Um, Now, I mean, she didn't help the situation by putting herself in the limelight, but in no way am I trying to say it's her fault. The jokes definitely distasteful. Wasn't really a fan of it. I was more focused on, at the time, more focused on, well, who actually did stuff wrong? And to me, the journalist is the guy that fucked up in that situation.